Episode 3 of Chucky Season 2 is officially in the book. So as always, I'm coming at you with my 5 biggest questions heading into Episode 4. Of course, I want your thoughts. I want your answers. I want your theories down in the comment section. We can all fanboy out down there and talk about what Dom Mancini may have in store with us, because it looks like things are about to get real bizarre, real wacky, real nuts, but in the best of ways. So here you go. Starting everything off, question 1. Who the hell is the Colonel? Who do you think the Colonel is? Because Lexi was going through Scout Chucky's phone and she saw a bunch of hilarious selfies, all sorts of bad angles of this Chucky, but also there were messages with somebody deemed the Colonel. So who could that be? Could that be some new mysterious evil, some external force? Or could this be this new Super Chucky who came in looking all buff and messing people up? Could that be the Colonel? Or, hear me out, this is who I think it has to be, right? It has to be the ringleader. It has to be our beloved Charles Lee Ray, the OG Chucky doll. There is this army. There seems to be a lot of free will going on, kind of individual personalities and takes on what Chucky can be. Dom Mancini wants to pose a real challenge to Brad Dourif to let him kind of go in and just explore all these different personalities and give them each their own kind of zany twist. But you gotta give all the credit and credence to the original. He's the one masterminding this whole plot. So I have to believe the Colonel, it is the one in charge. That, yes, there's a bit of free will going on. There is a unique identity for each doll, but at the end of the day, they are at the bidding of the Chucky we've been with this entire ride since the original movie. It is that doll. That is who the Colonel is. If you ask me, who do you think the Colonel is? Question 2, just how many different personalities of Chucky are we going to explore? Because I think that's one of the best things in this new season. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with that Super Chucky. I'm loving happy-go-lucky, sweet, naive Chucky who is brainwashed. I'm loving all these little things. Will we see other forms of Chucky that we've seen in past features? Will we get to see like Buzzcut Chucky again? Because he was a lot of fun. He had a very certain crass sense of humor talking about sucking on titties and things like that in Cult of Chucky. So he definitely has a place in this, if you ask me. And Dom Mancini has kind of alluded to the prospect of him coming back. So I just want to see this. I love that he's posing this challenge to Brad Dourif, who is an Academy Award nominee and brings so much to this franchise and has established identity of Chucky. So getting to see him kind of go out there and just have a field day and play and create all sorts of new versions of Chucky, I'm here for it. Give me goofy Chuckies. Give me even more heightened, menacing Chuckies. Give me crazy Chuckies. Give me vaudevillian Chuckies. Give me whatever you want to do. Let's get out there and have fun. I love that they are doing it with this, and I just want to go along for the ride. So, that being said, what type of Chuckies would you like to see? What twist would you give it? If you were Dom Mancini and you were walking into that booth right there in front of Brad Dourif and you were going to pose him a challenge, what would it be? What type of Chucky would you like to see him endeavor to bring to life? I love that they're doing this. Let me hear your ideas down below. Question 3. How the hell did Super Chucky come to be? What is going on there? What are the parameters of Super Chucky? Can he get even stronger yet? How far can we go with this concept? We saw him punch a hole through the chest of the bully like he was Jason Voorhees. He also kind of got a running start and jumped up in there and just smacked the blood out the boy's mouth. So how far will it go? We see him just shredded up and buff. He's got like an 8-pack, it seems. He's got the deeper voice. What were his origins? Is this a new spell? Is this a new bit of voodoo? Did they dig deep into the Voodoo 101 book? What is happening here? Does he have to consume other Chuckies? Are we going to get into some sort of body horror where he's going to actually be devouring Chuckies and taking on their energies, compounding their power? Because he made a comment at the end of the episode about the nice Chucky being a cream puff. And that's not usually part of his diet. I mean, check the physique, right? But that tends to make me think when he says you're a cream puff is a dessert, he's going to swallow him up whole and he's going to take on all of the strength and power in Nice Guy Chucky. Could get weird, could get a lot of fun. I'm down to watch another Chucky devour another Chucky. Question 4, just how evil is Father Bryce about to get? We saw him catching Jake and Devin making out. We know that's not going to jive well with him. We know he's overly pious. We know that he's got some real archaic views of homosexuality. So, is this going to be what we've always expected? When we saw that this was going to be set in a very religious place, Are we about to have conversion therapy? Are we going to get that dark and heavy? Are we going to explore those themes? Is Father Bryce going to subject these boys to that? Is he going to go to electric shock therapy? Is he going to go to some sort of corporal punishment? What is about to happen? Because we know it's about to get dark, and we know we're about to hate this Father Bryce character more than maybe any character in this little series of TV since this thing kicked off. And we've already seen Devin Sawa get some pretty gnarly deaths. We saw him get bludgeoned to death with a Chucky doll. We saw him get electrocuted, and now he's got this new character, Father Bryce, and Chucky and Devin Sawa are beefing online. It is a funny little thing that they are keeping going with their little drama, with their little spat. So he's got to get a fitting demise, especially if he subjects these boys to something heinous like conversion therapy. I would love to see him start to do that. And just as you think it's about to go down with electric shock therapy, Chucky comes in and murders him in a gut-twisting, disgusting, disemboweling type of way. What do you think? And question 5. How dark and deadly are we going to get with Lexi's addiction? We've seen her spiraling, and as much as it was nice for Nadine to go in and lend her a shoulder and a hand to hold, at the end of the day, the bully planted the drugs and she could not resist. She went ahead and hid them on her person. And we've seen what happens now when she doesn't have her drugs for just a little bit. She starts to go into withdrawals, and it has a really bad psychological and physical effect on her. So she's going to cave, and she may take more pills than ever before. So just how far are we going to go with this arc for this character? Are things going to have to get real dark before she can get right? Or will she maybe even overdose? Will that be her ticket out of the school, and then she'd have to reconvene with her mother, who's no longer the mayor, who is disgraced and may now finally lean on her family, but I don't think so, and also reintroduce Caroline into the fray, because the actress who plays Lexi talked about her and Caroline getting a whole lot more time together in this season. We've definitely not seen that so far, so that may be a way to make that occur. What do you think? Do you think we're going to go to a dark overdose level? Is it going to get that bad, or will her friends be able to pull her out of her addiction? Let me know what you guys think. What are your questions heading into episode 4? How are you liking the season so far? What do you think of Super Chucky? What do you think is happening with Tiffany and Nika? Because we're going to go back into that plot line next week. I'm really enjoying the season. Yes, it is kind of messing with things as far as the capabilities of Chucky, of this army, of the voodoo, of whatever the hell is going on with Super Chucky, and if he is devouring dolls. But I'm okay with it. It's time to get real juicy. It's time to invigorate the franchise. It's time to just get bizarre and fun, and Don Mancini is doing that to great aplomb. I'm enjoying this season a lot more than season 1. Other than that, you guys have a great day. I'm Nate for Nate Flick saying that's a wrap.